So we need to use the definition of the matrix exponential to compute EA for the following matrix A. Let's start by finding A squared and A cubed. So A squared equals A times A. So we get 1 times 1 plus 0 times 0 plus negative 1 plus 0, so just 1. Then 1 times 0 plus 0 times 1 plus negative 1 times 0, so it's 0. Then 1 times negative 1, then 0 plus 0 times 0 plus negative 1 times 1. Then next row it's 0 times 1 plus 1 times 0 plus 0 times 0, so just 0. Then 0 times 0 plus 1 times 1 plus 0 times 0. Then 0 times negative 1 plus 1 times 0 plus 0 times 1 is 0. Next row we have 0 times 1 plus 0 times 0 plus 1 times 0 is 0. Then 0 times 0 plus 0 times 1 plus 0 times 0 is 0. And 0 times negative 1 plus 0 times 0 plus 1 times 1 is 1. So A squared equals 1, 0, negative 2, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Well, now let's find A cubed. A cubed equals A squared times A. So we will just copy paste A squared and multiply it by A. So here we get 1 times 1 plus 0 times 0 plus negative 2 times 0 is just 1. Then 1 times 0 plus 0 times 1 plus negative 2 times 0 is 0. 1 times negative 1 plus 0 times 0 plus negative 2 times 1. Then here we have 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So A cubed equals 1, 0, negative 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So similarly, in general, A to the power of n equals 1, 0, negative n, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. For n larger or equal 1. Now, by the definition of the matrix exponential, e to the power of a equals identity matrix plus a squared over 2 factorial plus a cubed over 3 factorial, and so on. So now let's substitute our matrices for a. We will get identity matrix 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 plus matrix A. Let me copy paste it. Matrix A plus 1 over 2 factorial times a squared. Right here, a squared plus 1 over 3 factorial times a cubed plus a cubed plus and here we will have, so since we multiply, we need to calculate the sum of the following matrices. Since we multiply them by 1 over n factorial, we will get 1 plus 1 plus 1 over 2 factorial. No, wait, sorry, I made a mistake. Here it's this equals. Here we'll get the sum of all factorials. So it's 1 plus 1 plus 1 over 2 factorial plus 1 over 3 factorial, and so on. Here it's 0. Here we will have 0 minus 1 plus 1 plus 1 over 2 factorial plus in the next row, again, we have 0. Then we have the same thing as here, because in the original matrix it's 1, and we just multiply it by all the factorials and add them. Next we have 0, 0, 0, and here's the same thing because there was 1, and we multiply it by the sum of factorials. So finally we get that this equals e 0, negative e 0, e 0, 0, 0, e. So this is the matrix exponential of matrix A.